After yesterday's statement, these other teams try to test Tadej Pogacar again. Would they regret it by the end of this stage? Volta Catalunya Stage 3. Poggy already got what looks like an unassailable GC lead after putting over a minute into everybody yesterday. Today is a multi-mountain stage with 2 climbs. This is the nearest any stage goes past my house this year, actually. But up to Port Ainé, nearly 2,000 meters. Once again, 180 Ks. And on many of these roads, I've been doing my joint cycling training plan. It's worked perfectly for me this year. The best adaptive training platform on the market. Download Join Cycling through the link down below to start your 30-day free trial. Sunshine out though. Would that be better news for Sepp Kuss and Kjell Utebrooks after Pogacar put everybody to the sword in the wet and cold on Volta yesterday? Breakaway battle looked fierce with good riders in it too. Haig, Carthy, Hayter, Van Sevenon, but Visma Lease Bike looked to pace the early climbs with Geesink. And then on the penultimate climb, Porte Canto, 25Ks, 4.2%, a long up and down climb. It's part of a popular loop actually in winter because it's warmer down there. When you go down to La Selle d'Urgell, you can do, Castelbo. Really nice loop. Stephen Kruijswijk was pacing. These are big roads, 15 degrees, good weather. Guns out for Mikel Landa. What was he going to cook up, looking resplendent in that jersey? And as they crested that summit with the Astana rider allowed to take the KOM points by the peloton, they still had a pretty long way to get to the base of Port Ainé, which is a long finishing climb. 18 Ks, 6.8%. Quick-Step already came to the front with William Lecerf over the crest of that climb. Then Pavel Sivakov, the new recruit for UAE Team Emirates. But between those 2 climbs earlier in the day, it seemed to be a pretty chill stage because the breakaway never made it very far, so there wasn't a mad dash in the valleys. Onto that climb, Decathlon Azure Desert leading it out. I think it might be Larry Warbass, and here you can see the stats. Medium-sized group, 30-40 riders. João Almeida pacing on the front initially after he was stronger than Soler yesterday. Victor Del Parte attacks the Euskaltel rider, and Soler basically goes all out chasing him down. Geraint Thomas, he would lose 4 minutes today, but he's actually, I think, doing better than he did last year in Catalunya. So we'll see how he is in Tour of the Alps for the Giro. But the surprise for the day, maybe, after Visma Lease Bike pacing, was William Lecerf coming to the front, the Quick-Step Neo Pro. He's already looked pretty sharp this year at Saudi Tour. He was very, very good in his basically first month of World Tour, and he starts to put on the hurt on the steepest section of this climb. He's got Jan Hirt behind him, then Landa, Pogacar, and Almeida is the last UAE Team Emirates rider left, as well as Vlasov and Igita for Bora Hansgrohe. So Soler gone pretty quickly. What's Landa doing? Are we going to see the Landa Glier face, or is he on good shape? Kuss and Utebrooks are deeper in the group behind the 3 Movistar riders, Quintana, Rubio, and Mas. They've not had a good Catalunya so far, and Lecerf reduces this to about 20 riders before Jan Hirt hits the front. He was a little bit better in Oman. Last year, he wasn't very good all throughout the season. They would have been hoping for more from him at Quick-Step. But the problem on this climb is, with Chavez making it back, it really levels off, and the draft is super important until about 7 Ks to go. So there was a 4K period where it wasn't that hard. Landa then attacks off that. Pogacar's in the wheel easily, goes over the top of him. And there was a moment where we thought, ooh, is Landa going to make it back to the wheel? Like you can see, they're going 30 Ks an hour. The draft's so important. If you can just get back to the wheel, maybe he can stay there. He's coming back. And then he looks down and he can't come back. And that's the stage done. Igita pacing for Vlasov behind. We see a yellow jersey start to jump around the bend. That's Sepp Kuss trying to make it across. He lost a lot of time on Volta yesterday. Probably didn't like the wet and cold too much. De Plus actually the best Ineos rider. Chris Harper the best Jayco Alula rider. So they were better than their, I guess, nominal leaders, Bernal and Simon Felipe Yates. Kuss, though, it looks like he's going to close not just Landa, but Pogacar about 2 seconds. Perhaps he went way too hard to jump to Landa, and then he stalls 5 seconds behind Pogacar, and this gap starts to go one way for the rest of the climb. Quickly going to 20 seconds after Kuss jumped. Those two also getting reeled in by the group 3 behind, Harper bridging across to that group, and Landa beginning to do the majority of the pacing. So Kuss had blown a gasket, Pogacar's got 40 seconds, the stage is a wrap. GC, if it wasn't already a wrap, definitely double wrapped in case there's too much burrito filling. And Landa's starting to cook. He looked Kuss in the eye, he said, "No parece bueno," and said, "Vamos, we're going to drop Sepp Kuss. I helped him on the Angleroo. No more help today." Drops Harper as well. And yeah, it's great to see Landa on fire like this. He didn't get an extension at Bahrain. Other teams like Ineos could have maybe had him, and he's dropping all these other riders in this group 3 back here who are sort of still battling for the podium places. Vlasov and Martinez are 3-4 provisionally. The 2 Bahrain riders, Tiberi and Pouls, having a much better day compared to yesterday. Bahrain are always good on the multi-mountain stages, but Pogacar, make sure he turns off the head unit so the file isn't interrupted by the celebration post-up. Easy does it, wins the stage, 50-second gap also to Landa, who probably came back a little bit as Pogacar eased up at the end. Tiberi 3rd, Pouls 4th, Kuss 5th after being regathered by the group. He didn't blow up completely, but pretty similar to yesterday, the result for the first. Landa also clearly the second strongest in this race. Then Tiberi on 103 with Vlasov leading the group behind on 110. Here's what Pogacar had to say after the stage.
Mountain stage victory here at the Volta Catalunya. You make it look easy. Is it so easy as you make it look?
No, it definitely wasn't easy. It's a really hard climb, also on altitude, and I definitely felt cold air in the top and not enough oxygen. It was super hard, but once again, super good stage from us, from the team, and yeah, I'm happy to take the win because the teammates work super hard for this,
Just like yesterday, more or less your attack was around the 6-7 kilometers remaining. Is that your sweet spot if no one is there to respond?
Well, it was Mikel Landa who attacked first, so yeah, I just went over him because I saw that we already made the gap, and I was thinking maybe it's too early, but I find a good rhythm, and until last 2 kilometers I could still push good, but then last 2 kilometers it was a bit tough, but still managed to finish well.
Okay, thank you and congratulations on your victory.
But for the Giro, I know it's 2 months away, or no, it's not, 6 weeks away. Otterbrooks, Thomas, O'Connor are the main competition on paper for Pogacar. Right now, it's not looking too good for the competitive balance of that race. A lot of things can change. Of course, this race isn't over yet in theory either, but Pogacar started pretty well. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you with a recap of Stage 4 tomorrow. Ciao.